Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices. We'll look at the DAX, the AEX and the FTSE, and with the DAX here we're looking at wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C here for wave 4. This wave 4 here hasn't made a new low down through here, but on the S&P 500 it has. So we need to go with the S&P 500 count for this, just to point that out while we're here. And looking for from wave 4 here, looking up for wave 5 of cycle degree, and 5 waves within that cycle degree of primary degree. This will also be another wave 5 on top here as well, so it's going to be quite a big top of a long drawn out market, bull market here. So I think that's pretty wild. And yeah, so from primary wave 4 here, we're looking up at primary wave 5 here, and we're also looking at 5 waves of intermediate degree of 1 and 2, and 3, which we have in place. So we're looking for the top of wave 3 here, and then we're looking at wave 4 to pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree down through here, and then wave 5 to the upside to complete that. On the weekly chart here, we're looking, that's primary wave 4 here, and we're looking at intermediate wave 1 and 2 here, and you can see we've got a nice 5 wave structure here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Very easy in hindsight, but when it's unfolding it can be tricky, and we've been through some tricky patches, but I think we normally come out of the wash reasonably well on the Elliott count. So this blue wave here, which is the intermediate wave structure, we believe that that top is in play here. We have some evidence to support that, but would like to see a little bit more. But yeah, so this wave 4 here of intermediate degree can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, which is the minor wave 4, which is also roughly the 38.2% retracement level from wave 2 to wave 3 here as well. So on the daily chart here, we're looking at wave 3 top already being in play here. We are looking at this. This can be here as well here, and it should be here as well. So that's a mistake. Just Control save. So what we've been looking for here is that wave 3 here. We've been looking at this as the A wave here. Then we've been looking for wave B to come into play here. It's been a little bit tricky. I mean, and I'm calling it wave B rather than wave 2 here, because as a wave 2, if this was a wave 2 coming back up here, then it would consume less time than the move down here. But we can see that this has been more time consuming than the move down here, this impulse wave down here. So it's highly likely to be wave B, and also the complexity of it as well. But we think that that's finished now as well. So maybe I'll just go straight to the hourly chart here. Just squash that up a little bit. Maybe I will go to the 4-hour chart just to see what we've got here. So, okay, so let me just squash this in here. So this is basically what we've been looking for, wave 3 here, then wave A, and then a corrective wave A here. So we know that it's a corrective move, all of this, because the first structure here has got 3 waves in it. So we can look to that as an A wave, then an A and a B and a C wave here for wave B, and then we've been looking for 5 waves up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here for this structure here. So just drilling in here now to this area here. So the 5 waves from B here is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we could be completed here now. So what we need now is that we need to see, in a bit of a nutshell, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Don't worry about chasing it just yet, because if we do get 5 waves from the top here, then we're getting 5 waves in the opposite direction of the trend, and what that will mean is that we'll get an A and a B and a C wave here. It may we'll look at that in a moment, but 3 waves here, and then we'll see another move down here. Because we get 5 here, that means after a corrective move we'll get another 5 here, so we can draw a line through that low and that low there to take that trade to the downside here. So just drilling in here a little bit further into this little structure here, we can look on the tick chart here, just 100 ticks, looking at this here. So from that wave B high here, well, this little move here is a spike, so I'm not going to include that, be that wrong or be that right, because I can see here that we've got one, first of all, it's just one price spike, so but here we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, so we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then all of this is the third wave here. So this currently here, when I look at it, if I looked at this here, we've got an A and a B and a C move here, so technically it can move up here and make another high here, okay? But what I would like to see is this move down, so I expect it to move up to this point here, the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and then move down. I can't draw on this side here, but basically what we're looking for here is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, then the A, the B and the C wave here, and then down from that point there. So it's highly likely we can have a top in place, but what we need to do now, we say this is the top, that's fine, we can get ready to short it, but now we need to see 5 waves down here. I mean, it's a little bit like the first little bit here. So from here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. Okay, so then we've got 5 waves down as wave 1 and 2. Because we've got 5 waves here, that means we're going to get another 5 here, and that's what we've got. The other point here too, that it's hindsight, and I think there's lessons to be learnt in hindsight as well, and is using the trading levels as the setup for the short trade here, because basically that's the closest largest number, the 13,300 here, and it was support here. Then it broke down and retested the supply here. So realistically that should have been the short trade right here for that, with the stop back above this high here, or you can use these other highs, but you need to know what you're doing, where the count is at that point. Yeah, this is a trading level setup here. It was support, resistance, reference point, bang, and then you've got the Elliott count to help support that. So this little picture here is what we want to see in this bigger picture here, okay? So we'll need to allow that to unfold there. And of course the Netherlands is the same as well here, in that from the top in wave 3 here, we're looking for an A wave here, an A and a B, and then 5 waves up here for the C wave. So we can also have a top in play here. But what we need to do now is we can say, okay, that's the top, but we need to confirm it. So once again here too, we need to see 1, 2, same as the DAX, 3, 4 and 5 here, then the A, the B and the C wave here, and then draw a line in the sand there to look at shorting that. Because the other count here too, that's not out of the question, is moving up higher as well, which would have wave, well, let's just, maybe I could use the daily chart. I had another count somewhere for this. Right, here. This is quite a valid count as well here, by the by. So having wave 4 over here, wave 1 and 2 and 3, and an A and a B and a C wave for wave 4 here. So it's possible that we could have this as the low here on wave 4 and have 5 waves up here, have an A and a B and a C wave here, and then have 3, 4 and 5 coming up to here, and then down through here. So that's possible as well. I don't think it's the case, and the reason I don't think that's the case is because of the S&P 500. But at the same time, we need to look at everything and sort of discuss it a bit and look for the setups. But the setups, as I see them so far, is this first 5 wave structure coming down here, ready to. This was what we were looking for. This is a 1 hour chart, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So what we're looking for now, well, this is same. I mean, so far we have 3 waves down, so we'd be looking for 5 waves down, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and then an A and a B and a C here, because if we get those 5, then we know that we're going to get another 5 here. So that's the thing that we're looking at this point. So then it's just a matter of refining entries and so on here. So the other way to do this, of course, is looking for the 61.8%. So that moved down to here. That would leave us here. So that would be the optimum point to short within here. But it does come with risks here. So you do need to see that 5 waves down here first. Then you can short it at 553 to 554 area through here. But at the moment we've only got 3 waves down. And this is the same for the UK market as well. So with the UK market, we're looking at wave 3 top here, ABC for the A wave here. If I can just open this up a little bit here. So we're looking at an A and a B wave here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I haven't counted that up through here, but let's just take it on with the DAX and so on at this stage here. We need to see, we need to see 5 waves down and 3 waves back up before we look to short anything. And also too, we wouldn't short this market unless we had 7.5 as a retested resistance here as well. The other play that this can the other play that we can do here that we need to be mindful of as well is that we also need a larger 5 waves to the bottom of wave 4 here. We don't want to see 3 waves down to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here as well. So we need to see 5 waves down through here. But okay, so we can't confirm the turn just yet, and there could certainly be another high coming into play just yet, but yeah, anyway, we'll put them out on charts as well. So alrighty, thanks for tuning in, cheers.